I'm Tamara Gatling. I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle. Like, this situation has been completely devastating on so many different levels.
This call was from a federal prison.
Originally, I was put with Tammy. I paid for the script. I paid $250,000. My script. That's why 50 when he came in, because we put a custody cease order in through my attorney. That's why they couldn't do a motion picture. That's why you didn't see the BMF story on the big screen. That's when her and Meech turned the scheme toward me. You feel me? For her cooperation and set me up, supposed to give Meech a time cut that puts me in jail, and now they don't have to split any of the revenue with me.
50 Cent is stirring the pot once again, this time locking his sights on Big Meech with zero hesitation. After a heated encounter between Big Meech and Rick Ross, things spiraled fast, sending the internet into a total frenzy. So what's really sparking the fire between 50 and Meech? Buckle up, this ride's about to get wild.
Well, the internet knows the last person you ever want to double cross is 50 Cent. So right now the internet is on fire. Why? Because 50 Cent just called Big Meech a rat.
What?
I don't even know what to think of this news. I didn't even think it was real until I started seeing all the blogs posting it. And I'm like, what the heck? So like literally every blog is posting that 50 Cent called Big Meech a rat. And everybody is saying it is because Big Meech teamed up with Rick Ross. And you know Rick Ross and 50 Cent are sworn enemies. So I had to go to 50 Cent page and make sure it was real. And lo and behold, here it is right here. He said the biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cohen. Her tell-all docu reveals the truth. What? And the caption says, I think I'm Big Meech with a rat. Now this is very troubling because just not too long ago, 50 Cent and Big Meech linked up and they posted a picture and it made it seem like everything was all good and they was best friends. See, look, he posted this picture November 17, 2024. Basically said Green Light Gang Ultimate Hustler Edition. Woo. So, a lot of people don't know that BMF season 4 is actually about to come out this year, and there's been a lot of rumors around how they didn't know if BMF was going to get another season because the rights and who owned the story, and that Big Meech is out. So 50 Cent had been going on his page recently and been saying little things here and there about the BMF show he's producing. So he posted this: the truth ain't nothing but the truth. BMF, who is Tammy Cohen? He said, this is going to blow your mind. Docu coming soon. The facts are stranger than fiction. Boom. So what is 50 Cent basically saying about BMF? He also posted this right after and said, if ratings aren't good this next season of BMF, it will be his last. So tune in to Stars. I'm watching 50 Cent action. So with all that being said, 50 Cent then posted this. He said, be sure to catch the next season of BMF. It's going to be out of here if you don't. So everybody's like, yo, what is going on?
The tension between 50 Cent and Rick Ross kicked off back in 2008 after Ross claimed 50 gave him a dirty look at the Bet Hip Hop Awards, something 50 denied, saying he didn't even notice Ross. Fueled by the perceived slight, Ross fired back with mafia music, tossing shots at 50. In response, 50 clapped back harder with Officer Ricky, tearing into Ross' past as a correctional officer. From there, the feud spiraled into a savage exchange of diss tracks, brutal interviews, and even mocking cartoons. 50 even went as far as interviewing the mother of Ross' child, airing out private details to tear down Ross' street image.
I took a picture with Rick Ross. Hey, Curtis Jackson, you're more than welcome to bring that Versace Lamborghini to the car show and your little homies. I know them niggas with them niggas, Auntie Murder. Yeah, I know you got a Toyota Tundra. I know it. I can see it in your face.
What is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
I spent it, see, right? Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, he mention me. It gets covered further. You see TMZ is a 50 Cent said this is going to be bad for Irv Gotti's career. I get covered across the board.
Yeah.
They get covered on the hip hop blog. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And you watch because I have nothing else to say. You just see it happen periodically as it goes.
Yeah.
You know, you see that big white elephant, that property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs.
Yeah.
We know what they can give you. They can't pay you more than they can pay you because the room can't hold enough people for them to give you the money to stay there. You can stay until you're a squatter, holding on to the leg of the chair that they're moving. But that's what it is. It's just a part of presentation.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You can see this. You don't need me to say that you know this.
Yeah.
Look at it. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass? You trying to save money? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Let me ask you.
The AC broken in the...
World famous DJ Clue, it's the People's Choice, DJ Envy.
Yeah.
And it's Kid 50 Cent, man. What's
I'm back,
good?
and I feel like I'm back starting again. We're coming full circle. I remember desperately wanting to be on the Clue tape.
Rick Ross's son.
Yeah.
You were out in Vegas at the fight.
Yeah.
Now, this was like the worst disrespect that somebody can do. I took a picture to a parent. You took a picture with his son, holding his son.
Yeah.
But y'all have problems. Just imagine if your baby moms had your son with somebody else. It'd be ugly. Definitely.
You know, like, I had a hard time growing up too. You know, my son's mom knows that my actions would reflect that. So she won't do it. She won't chance it. So people who know me know my capabilities. So they'll stop. You know, people who think I gotta gauge. I gotta look and see who's this guy before, you know, like you get into a space. Cause I believe you. When every day I'm hustling, I'm thinking that's who he is. Then you look in the back and go, wait, he's a cop. You serious? And anything else that comes out is go, okay, I can't even take this serious. I gotta go put the curly. I do something else that's effective and laugh at it. So no one else takes it serious. You know, because there's no way. How could you attack that?
Now, Big Meech, the notorious co-founder of BMF, is caught right in the center of this chaos. A recent photo of Meech chilling with Rick Ross had 50 Cent cracking up. And in true 50 fashion, he quickly slapped the rat label on Meech. But why the heavy accusation? According to 50, Meech has a shady past involving cooperation with the feds. He claims Meech used a middlewoman, Tammy Cowens, to secretly pass information and cut deals to protect himself.
They're crazy. When I think about Big Meech, I gotta think about Cuffy. You know about Cuffy?
Yeah.
Cuffy come from St. Louis, man. He, you know, he gave Meech never $1 million. He like helped start BMF. He owned the name of BMF, and they stole that name from him. And they snitched on him and took him in jail. Right. So Meech out. So he need to really make good with that. He need to go get Cuffy. He need to go talk to Cuffy.
Yeah, I interviewed Cuffy, and he's accusing Meech of cooperating.
He got paperwork.
So yeah, I got Cuffy right here, man. St. Louis legend. You know what I'm saying? And I know people heard me speak about Meech's paperwork situation with the last interview that we had, and a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say. They don't believe it, Blues hating. You know what I'm saying? And when I went back and I looked at everything, I was like, you know what, bro? It's only right and only one way to really do it. You good? Only one way to really do it and just let Dog speak for itself. So I wanted him to call in, and this is him calling in during the interview. Go ahead, Cuff, man. You can introduce yourself and take the flow.
Blue, what's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know, a lot of people, man, is thinking that this thing is made up, or this thing is fake, or that I have an axe to grind. You feel me?
Right.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Cowens, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential source 1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Collins signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. Plain and simple.
I mean, listen, it's like if you rich and you got power, you can't be a snitch. Meech a snitch. Everybody know Meech a snitch, right? Cuffy say Meech a snitch, he a snitch. I'm from St. Louis, gang. I ain't going against my own. What Cuffy got a lie for? What he got a lie for? Meech a snitch. But St. Louis know he a snitch, right? Y'all run around praising it. We don't do that. Not in St. Louis, but we know he a snitch. We believe Cuffy. St. Louis believe Cuffy. We stand behind our own, man. Crazy how he set him up for a whole bunch of bricks and shit. Called him from jail. Remember, called him from jail, we got 200 bricks for you, and then you get there and the police there? And then Tammy Owens? Come on, gang. Come on, gang. Whole time, come on, gang. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You gotta talk to Cuffy to know it, right? I talked to Cuffy, I talked to his daughter. Cuffy's daughter stuff about it. She go from being rich out there, stuff like, ain't nobody trying to help her.
I'm Tamara Gatling. I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle. Like, this situation has been completely devastating on so many different levels, and there's still so many questions that aren't answered. At this point, I can only shed light on what I know for sure to be facts, and hopefully one day I will have the complete truth. But in 2011, around that time, Meech reached out to my dad in regards to creating a BMF movie. So Meech hooked my dad up with a woman named Tammy Collins. At the time, Tammy was Meech's power of attorney. Also, she owned the life rights. So my dad was working with Meech, Tammy, T, basically trying to work on a movie deal. So finally arrested my dad and we received the discovery. He knew exactly who CS1 was, and he told me and my mom that it was Tammy Collins. At that time, we really did not want to believe. We wanted to give Meech the benefit of the doubt. It was really, really hard to believe that Meech would set my dad up. It was almost unbelievable. So we were able to reach out, get a message to Meech, and basically let him know that Tammy was an informant. We later received a message from him saying that it had to be a misunderstanding. Just call her, she'll straighten this out, so on, so on. And at this time, my dad was like, I'm not dumb. I'm not about to call an informant.
But it doesn't stop there. 50 Cent came with receipts. He pointed to Cuffy, a key player in building the BMF empire, now serving a 30-year sentence. According to 50, it's all thanks to Big Meech cutting Cuffy loose to save himself. To make it even messier, Cuffy's daughter recently stepped in, backing 50's claims and throwing serious doubt on Meech's loyalty.
So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Collins signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. Plain and simple.
Right. So
okay. So can you break down the story? Like, how do you know this? And how'd you come upon this information?
How do you know? How do you came upon this information, though?
We were rewarded what's called a Frank hearing. It's based on a case called U.S. versus Frank. So I would implore your listeners to look the case up. And what a Frank hearing entails is that you're able to cross-examine your accusers, meaning government agents, meaning informants, and so on and so forth, just like a regular trial. So this was testified in court.
Period. Point blank.
This was testified in court that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
That's what was said on the stand, bro. The lady became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. But I think people would ask a question of this though. This is what I got hit with a lot is, all right, then if he did it to get a time cut, then how come he still did all that time in jail?
Well, what they don't understand is that he never received the time cut.
Stress this, because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before the time, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena, February 13th.
You know, put
He
all
said,
that
how
together.
did Meech have information on you and give it to Tammy so you could get caught up in it? How did that happen? So that means you got to go back to the movie.
Okay, so, well, let me take them back. So, me and Tammy were working on the BMF movie. I originally had the script and paid for the script for the BMF movie, not the show that 50's doing on Stars. But I originally paid for the script for the BMF movie, so we were shopping the movie.
So Tammy was involved at that time, which is CS1. So
Tammy Cowan, CS1, had all Meech's life rights.
right. And what year was that?
This all the way back in 2010.
Okay. So
we proved that there was a legitimate business.
Right.
Legal business.
Right.
So, well, Meech, so let's take it back. The original target was the guy by the name of Fidel Suarez. That was a Mexican cartel member out of California. He was the initial target.
Right. Fidel Suarez was the initial target out of Cali.
His name is in the paperwork.
Right.
Tammy was trying to get Suarez.
Oh, Meech and Tammy was trying to get Suarez.
Exactly. But when the government found out she was in contact with me, they switched the investigation toward me.
Bad work. Bad work. It's just bad work.
Exactly.
Did she help set you up or anything like that?
What's called third-party cooperation, and that's what we've been preaching because that's the dirty little secret.
He just, all right, look, did she help set you up or anything like that?
Yeah, she set me up.
Bro, I broke all that down on our last interviews, bro. She listened. All right, let me explain to you what this lady did, man. She went to the police. All right, she went on a visit or something with Meech and got a play to run. Look, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. She left from up there talking to him and went to the police and said, look, I'm supposed to go do this and go do that and do this and do that. I told y'all we finna run the play. And they gave her the phones or whatever to hook up the wiretap. They gave her the hot phones to wiretap who she was talking to. And then she started communicating with everybody on this wiretap phone, bro.
Exactly.
That's how she did it.
Jack Harvey. Meech put her with Special Agent Jack Harvey.
You'd think 50 Cent might slow down, but not a chance. His coming for everybody. After 42 Doug showed love to Big Meech, 50 quickly shifted his sights to him too. In pure savage form, 50 threw shade at 42 Doug, making it loud and clear, if you're standing with Meech, you're standing against him.
8 minutes, I got a call last night. Said, Wack, you want to buy? We got the phone call, the 42 Doug called, that 50 Cent's talking about.
Wait, okay, let's lay out this situation for the people at home. Okay. 50 Cent calls out Detroit rapper 42 Doug for giving Big Meech $100,000 following his release from prison. 50 Cent posts a photo of 42 Doug and says, "Your daddy, my ninja emoji. I love you and cheese because of Q. You made a mistake giving Screech, aka Big Meech, $100,000. You could have given that to your ninja emojis. You always been hard-headed." Okay, so you break this down to me. Like, why 42 Doug gave... Okay, and then this is the conversation. LOL, I'm not gonna blow you up, big bro, but Cuffy's nephew said he has the audio of him and 42 Doug on a three-way with Meech. They about to drop it. Of him confronting Meech. He said Meech was down bad, so he sent money to him, and Merch put him with Tammy. He got records to prove it. Confronting him of saying, "What, champ?" On him setting up Cuffy to originally get out early. Dude gave real life. So they're saying that 42 Doug gave him $100,000 while knowing that he was doing something naughty. What's your view of this?
The call, as I know it to be, from somebody that was locked up. 42, I guess. Three-way to call. Everywhere. And the individual was upset because he's saying, hey, homie, you tried to put me with Tammy. I'm reading from Cuffy that she's a known third-party cooperator through you. You tried to put me with Tammy. We talking 2017, 2018. So dude is saying, why did you try to put me with this person? Now the Cuppy thing go back to 2011, 2012. So this 2017, 8. Why did you try to put me with her? Right? So what they saying is that 42 had knowledge of this. I don't know if he had knowledge of this. They saying he might have been on the phone. I don't know. What I do know is I got a call last night from our roots with the gentleman that said, Wack, we looking to see, you know, I reached out to all the powers that be. We looking to see if they want to do something with it. It's 8 minutes. And when dude is getting at Meech is stuttering. He really can't explain himself. Man, I didn't know. Well, what you mean you didn't know? How you don't know when it's in the paperwork? That she's third party cooperating for you. She's willingly working with the feds. You put me with her or attempted to. So when this comes out, it's gonna show. To 42 Doug's, I think 42 may have blessed Meech with 100 when he got out. So to his defense, I don't believe 42, you know a lot about all this intricate stuff was going on. He from Detroit. His whole disposition is, show it to me, which 42 it is, work out there you can't read.
Right.
You ain't no fool. You did time. You understand conspiracy.
42 Doug on his Instagram story. Can't no N-word convince me to go against Detroit either. Show me Big Bruh's a rat or shut the f*** up talking.
Yeah, well, it is some work out there, 42, that you've done time.
I feel like you should call him Doug. I feel like 42 is where he's from.
42 Doug or whatever, you know. He a little mad at me because I talked about the Offset thing. I like 42 Doug. I mean, but you know, the truth could never be considered disrespect. I get it. And respectfully, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. They praying for my downfall. They waiting for me to slip and fall on a piece of gum. So I'm gonna talk about everything I can talk about, as long as it's within the means of being talked about and it's not incriminating. You know, if it happened, it happened. If you know what happened, it happened. We both know what happened. I hear him, he got mad. You know, he the boss of his little crew, but I don't see him as a threat. Because I seen it.
$100,000 is so much.
He could have gave that to his close friends, but that's really what you call that's DS mentality.
That's